Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Okay, awesome stuff here. Here we go. Kablooey.
Hey,
Hey,
nice.
This is
holy
what it looks
moly.
like when you're unprepared, right? When you're
Partying, having fun, but not as
yeah, when you're
unprepared.
yeah, eat, sleep, game, repeat, right? Okay. And then this is what it looks like when we're prepared.
Boom.
Hey.
Nice.
Uh, we are. And this is very special because this is the 25th anniversary of the Keeper, or sorry, 30th anniversary of the Keeper, the deck that changed Magic forever. Still, basically rules the roost when it comes to many formats that are out there. But it's David Mills' top secret deck, and boy, it changed my life because it was a really, really easy way. One of the things that a picture is, they say picture is worth 1,000 words, right? That old phrase. David and I often point to the book Psychopictography as something that's, well worth, starting from David. When I say David and I, David told me about it, but um, uh, it points to something that's very powerful, something that Jesus would do. Jesus would say, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone," and whammo, world culture would change forever. Such a powerful, mental picture. Actually, I have another great mental picture that'll be hard for people to unsee when we get into Magic Strategy. So here's the new format of the show. This is Magic Secrets. I believe this is episode 35, although I'm nearly always wrong when I try to guess that, if I say it during a show or anything like that. But we're thereabouts, probably within an episode of episode 35. And or maybe it's 36. I don't know. But anyways, we're have a fantastic thing going on here. They've just released Strixhaven. We have I think a total game changing deck. And it's funny because, uh, well, here we have a nod to right here. We have a little Easter egg. I'll point to a little Easter egg right here. This is a nod to Team Falcons from Dota. There's a little Team Falcon on our collar. They're playing. David and I are kind of watching them play via their replays. They're playing in a big $1 million tournament right now. But one of the great, we feel like maybe the greatest team, and certainly the team that we enjoy in Dota. They're the current TI champions, and their coach really organizes them. When if you follow Falcons, you know what their cards are going to be going into things. Sorry, with what characters they're going to draft. Like they, you know, they're just things. When you see Pangolier, or Bristleback, if you see Bristleback, it's a Mar, and it's ATF. If you see Pango, that's going to be Malrine, their mid, and how they're going to play it and how they play their games. They do this, a very foundational approach to the game, and that's always how we win at Magic. It's one of David's rules. It's in the Magic Secrets Guide, by the way. One of the things that we're going to be doing is refreshing. I mentioned this in the past, but it's really gained a lot of momentum. I talked with David about it. It's so important to refresh Magic Secrets, to go in give modern examples based on today's standard and today's modern formats that we can certainly comment on. Maybe we'll comment on other formats coming soon. I do have my eye on Commander at some point. Do have my eye on some of the older formats as well. But anyways, so there's so much possibility that can be encoded in decks and pictures. I was talking about this in our group, which is soon going to be becoming a forum, and we have a whole portion coming up. I love how the show is structured now. I sort of do an opening monologue for about the first 15 minutes thereabout, and then Smitty and Bryn are able to take over with the capable help of our team and show off what we've got on the blog, maybe do some live play. maybe do some live play with our new top secret deck. We'll see. We'll see what they have ready for us. But anyways, that's about half an hour, and then I come help finish things out for about the last 15 minutes. But I want to fully have that time. We do so much exploration of ideas and sharing and cultivating and testing of ideas every week. In our group that runs 24 hours. Lots of messages, lots of test results, lots of ideas. Smitty posting, boom, just won this, just hit diamond with this, did this way, tried this, didn't work, and so on. What cards, maybe to buy, and so on, all types of things, monitoring that. So that's generally the format of the show. But anyways, so one of the things I've been saying is in our group is that one of the captivating things about games is that we can transfer ideas even via decks. It's kind of a cool thing, via decks and via deck concepts and so forth, and other things. So we just did, not to get too deep into it, but with OMG, we did a very profound webinar with Nikki this Saturday, and I think the guys that were on that webinar was like, a definite, wow, like a paradigm shift, right? And I said that you could take this menu, right, and you could play it like shuffle, right? And by the way, what's right there available for us is another parallel. Now we don't, these are mental crutches. Know that they're mental crutches. Don't feel bad about that. We use mental crutches all the time, right? Like we already know, like once they found out with microscopes that things aren't really solid, right? We still walk around acting like things are solid. Like we know that there are particles that float around and so forth and so on. But you don't like look at somebody and be like, that's not really your skin. That's a bunch of particles floating. I mean, it's like, of course it's their skin, like that's, of course there's some weird way you could construe it based on atoms and particles and whatever, and be like, well, we just need to walk around and act as if, like some things are just not very useful in the world. So, we want to kind of keep things in proportion. But anyways, so we can really convey ideas. And when I saw the Keeper, right, this is the 30th anniversary. This is when David Mills exploded on the scene. This is right around when Ice Ages came out, right around 30 years ago. That's why we made this the 30th. And these are 4 cards that were in the Keeper. Mainly Ancestral Recall was the number 1 card. But there's Demonic Tutor, and these fit because of the prepared style. And then it's perfect because we happen to have a deck. Hey, look at us. And by the way, got some great contributions from Lawrence. Made sure that the back and the front look very distinct, so we can just at a glance know which is prepared and which is unprepared, just based on the colors and so forth, the color patterns and so on. And then Ryan
reprint Plow, did they?
Yeah, they reprinted Plow. Plow's in there. Plow's one of them. Anyways, without kind of overlays, but yeah, it's in there. So, and Plow is a card in the Keeper. So these are all cards, and then we have an explosive lightning bolt deck today. But encoded in that deck were so many lessons about magic that you could learn. This deck that David had just won, this High Point beta set that today would be worth God knows how much, $1 million or something like that. David won that tournament, and with this top secret deck, and John Slaughter showed it to me, and in moments I knew that David was this towering intellect and that he had something really special, at least in Magic. And I met him as a person, and boy, I wasn't wrong. And it just turned out to be more and more. But anyways, things can be encoded and lessons can be encoded in things. And in the Keeper, there's so many lessons, like this idea of doing whatever you can do, racing to get your mana down, right? And then kind of, winning the game from there, like from this, standpoint of, fast things and then win, which, we'll show you here. With the Keeper, he would race to get his mana down and then do nothing until his opponent did something, and his opponent doing something would typically mean that they would pretty much lose the game. Right? They'd be dead, right, Smitty? They get a hole in their head.
First spell, lose.
Right. They basically lose. There is a card. We can explain more. We'll do a show at some point or a couple shows and talk about the keeper.
I would love to be able to do like a timeless keeper play. That would be so fun.
Yeah, it would really be
We
fun.
could do it.
Yeah, but if the cards are there. So anyways, then we'll show that off, and we'll show it in its original format at some point. We have all the time in the world to do this show. It's fantastic. So anyways, I wanted to kind of convey that idea, and I want to show you another picture before I kind of end, my little kind of mini monologue here. Yeah, the whole manic acceleration, and then you just win. But like based on how things are set up, not because you're special or not just because you say so. So let me pull this up. Turn 3. All right, so let me go to webinar settings. Try to get more and more adept at using these. Let's go to share screen, and then screens. How about applications? Here we go. So here is a mental picture that I think is like pretty hard to unsee. Pretty cool. So this is turn 3, folks. This is turn 3 these days. What's possible? So we're staying in the same deck, same format, right? And again, this isn't like another parallel. In business, things are going to come along. You learn that menu, opportunity is going to change. You see, for the menu, and the menu can even improve sometimes, right? It can adapt. So look at this. We have the new set that comes out. Here we have Emeritus of Conflict and Harmonious Trio, and our opponent is in an enormous amount of trouble here. We have 2 prepared lightning bolts. Each of these actually count as spells for reloading the Emeritus. So when we untap next turn, the guy, unfortunately, go ahead, Smitty, were you going to say something?
No, I said sick. That's sick.
You
Each
just
of
said
them
sick.
counts. Yeah, sick.
Oh, right, because you're all right. So Bryn's currently in the top 50 thereabouts in the world in Arena with the previous version of this deck. Now, I'd like to point out that Dan Burdick and Smitty really pushed things and pushed us to see, right, the drum, which the deck is now largely
Yes, exactly what I wanted to say. Like Dan,
you push us to see the drum, and those decks that you built showed us drum in a way that we couldn't see in other ways. And this is part of the design of Magic Secrets by David and I and Smitty. Part of the way we designed it this way is to show you games in different ways that then reflect back on life in business, in relationships and relationship advice, and relationships with men and women and so on, and relationships, and just things that have to do with philosophy, right? And of course have a great time doing it. This isn't about being the best in the world. It's not a question whether Bryn becomes number 1 or not. You just know that if he's in the top 33, it's like, holy cow, this is definitely viable what he was doing, but we still keep trying to improve it. We don't want to stay in a bubble, right? Something we learned from David Mills is, like, for example, when you have one good deck, try to get a second good deck because they can push each other. Smitty did that a couple weeks ago with that Springleaf Drum. Smitty and Dan did that. They kept pushing us and Springleaf Drum was a big part of it. That led, without Springleaf Drum, this isn't possible. It's definitely possible in Modern, by the way, I'd like to point out. So anyways, you have 2 prepared lightning bolts, and this guy is going to so this Harmonious Trio is going to have a brainstorm is already essentially on deck. I'm just waiting for the end of the turn because the Emeritus has first strike and can block the Cub if this guy wants to attack, which sometimes people, they just read too many words, like, oh, they don't even know that he has first strike. It's like as if if they gave Cub first strike. So that's this deck. I'm going to throw the show to you guys. It's fun. This is a new deck and a new version. We're taking the new cards, we're blending it with a deck that we are already playing, that we're already very good at, changing some things. Now, we want to a bit go back to the drawing board, but anyways. All right, so that lands the show over to you guys in capable form. I will. Let me see. Should I share the screen with you, Bryn, or
yeah? Maybe like a presenter mode, probably.
Okay, and because Bryn's going to go over the blogs, we have big news. Michael Freeman had a sick 3-hour DJ set. He was a headliner at a whole music event that they had. We have a blog post about it. We have all kinds of more things to talk about. Jeremy has his first post and more, so they're going to cover the blog, and they may even get into some gameplay with. I'm calling this prepared Batlantis Shuffle. You'll see they can show you the deck, and I'll be around by the end of the show to show the deck off.
Jeremy, you're muted, you know, right?
Okay, I should be good now, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, are you Jeremy or Jeremy?
You can say Jeremy.
I'm a dummy, so I don't know.
No, you're good.
Oh, and Adam, guys, Adam is. I just saw the Adam's on, so let me make.
Nice.
Let me see if I can make him a panelist.
Get in here, Adam.
Yeah, Adam, top 8, a pre-release tourney with 128 guys this weekend.
He went 4-1.
Thank you, guys.
Great job. Hey, Adam, we've got you on. He was on for a second there, and he can mute and unmute in his timing. Okay, so I'm going to pass things over to Bryn and Smitty for the next half hour.
Like Adam's muted, though.
Who's muted? Adam's muted? Let me see. No, I think he can control whether he's muted or not. Yeah, he can control whether he's muted or not. Because he might be at work or whatever. Okay, guys, take it away. This is exciting. I'll be back in half an hour.
So here we have the beautiful Magic Secret site. Go to the blog. Many new blogs. Which we have from last week. Yeah, we have Tokyo from last week. Tokyo Gary, #1 in attorney. So it's nice. We went over the Dan Burdick's design. I'm a loner Dottie, and that's the deck that Jeremy had some secrets he discovered. We can go into that first. This is Jeremy's first post. Yeah, it's insane. Like you showed me.
Fun.
Yeah, like Jeremy, you basically showed me because like both of these discoveries are related to the might, right?
Yeah, both.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
This one you used the
based
might
on the
for
might.
the Drunith, and then this one you used the might and the flail, right?
With a flail, yeah.
Yeah, with the flail. So that's a mighty find, you know. Get it?
Mighty fight.
Mighty find. Yeah. So why don't you tell us how this happened? Like basically, that kind of like just right before the win. Of course, you put it here, but it might be nice.
Yeah, I was basically as the cards started coming in, I tapped. Wait, let me zoom out here. I saw the play where I could tap the Gene Pollinator and use that to tap the might and get my Drunith to the 4/4, and then I use Mr. Green Arbor to get to get 2 of them.
So
and
Drunith was a 3/3 before, right?
He was at 3/3, yeah.
Drunith was a 3/3. You hear the cops in the background? They're like, no, this is too good. We gotta arrest these guys before they take over the world. Okay, so Drunith was a 3/3, and then you use the Pollinator to tap the might, and you use that +1/+1 on the Drunith to make him a 4/4.
4/4, yeah. And then I played Mr. Green, so I got 2 Mr. Greens on the battlefield.
Sick.
And then I had another one here just in case it wasn't enough. If he, and then he just unconceded at that point. Yeah.
Was that Smitty?
It's pretty gross because also their board is very much what they want their board to be. Like they have the cards, you know, the Vengeful Witch, the Sephiroth. I can't see what the other 2/1 is, but like if you have Vengeful Witch and Sephiroth in the deck that they're playing, they're usually very happy. But here they are very sad.
Didn't even matter. That's awesome.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no way they can win. There's absolutely no way because this is before the Mr. Green triggers, right?
Right before.
They could pull it out of their ass if you don't kill them this turn.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if we pump Mr. Green, like if Mr. Green triggers double time and we don't attack at all, okay. But if he does attack, then like the Drunith tramples, Moonshadow is like a
really
double.
need to kill them this turn.
Is a menace. Yeah, I don't see
If
how.
they have cards in hand, but like,
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they do. Or maybe they do. Yeah, maybe 2 on the left, I think. Oh, this is on phone, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe they have 2 and they have 1 mana untapped.
Yeah, it's just kind of a shout out to that deck because it is so resilient. I play it. I play a version of that deck pretty often. It's Raising Shredder, Moonshadow, Shredder, Sephiroth, Vengeful Witch. It's very 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 powerful.
So Smitty, what's a way that they could come back? Maybe like raising the past or something?
Raise the Past.
Raise the past, okay.
How would they do that? So if Mr. Green triggers this turn, and then we attack with the 4 creatures that could attack, could they still?
Oh, I mean, if you win this turn, which I can't see if you win this turn or not. I think you probably do.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Right, but if you don't win this turn, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like you need to win this turn.
So if we don't win this turn, but then they would need 1. So they would need 1 white mana, right, for Raise the Past?
I imagine they were probably playing that.
Okay, so there's still a chance if we don't win this turn.
What does Raise the Past do?
It brings back all of your 2 cost or cheaper dudes.
Yeah, from the graveyard, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. And puts it in his
I assume they have to surveil dudes somewhere around.
And I think that it's like a 1 white plus 3, right?
2 white and 2.
2 white and 2. Okay.
But maybe they're not playing it. Maybe this is a different deck.
Right. I mean, if they need 2 white, then there's no way they can do it next turn.
Yeah, I just tried to do the math, and I don't think there's any way that they attack with everything.
I'm sorry. I'm just talking out of my butt because of the cards I saw. I'm sorry. Vengeful Sephiroth usually means black-white.
Yeah.
But I was wrong.
As in?
Vengeful Witch and Sephiroth usually means a black-white deck.
Okay, and you think they're not playing a black-white deck?
If
I think it's all swamps, maybe not.
They're just playing mono black.
Huh? So they're not playing Raise the Past then. So how would they get their wins?
You're probably good. Cover up would be awful, but whatever.
Yeah. Although we could still win. Like, is it with cover up? They can. They could basically take our Mr. Greens, right? Yeah. So that's
they're going to take your roids and you'll have to recover from there. But you still.
But we still could win from that point. It's interesting. Okay.
Sorry, I was mistaken. I thought this was a Raise the Past deck, and
oh, no worries. Let's see. So this was Jeremy. This was your first discovery that you could pump up the Drunith, and I hadn't seen that like actively in my mind. And then this one is a video you have. It's about 3 minutes, and I'm not gonna play the entire thing, but I am gonna play a part of it, which is. Right, so at this point, what's that, Smitty?
I love this deck to pieces. It's so fun.
Yeah, you'll love it even more after you see this.
Probably.
So he used the Price of Freedom. He screwed us out of a land, seemingly so.
Price of Freedom.
Yeah.
I also like Price of Freedom. I like Price of Freedom. I built a deck around it with lessons.
Okay. Bastard. You're like, no lands for you. Yeah, I mean, like normally, like if we're in the scenario where these are 2 elves, it's gonna be pretty tough for us. You know, if we have a hand like this, where with like 2 Mockingbirds, a Drunith, Mr. Green, you know. But with this, I was like, wow.
I'm here thinking like, he took my land. What the hell I'm gonna do?
Yeah. First time I was watching Drip, I was like, oh, can you pay 3? I was like, nope.
Yeah, I couldn't even
You
do
can
that.
discard a card. I'll leave bird, right? Yeah.
I don't know how you're in this game, but I like it.
Boom. 11 damage.
Yeah, that's nice.
From 2/1 mana creatures, and I think the flail, is it I think it's a 1 mana, right? A 1 mana artifact.
Yeah, it is. I think it's 1.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Here he is with another Price of Freedom.
No lands for you, literally. Okay.
Yeah. No lands, no problem. How about another 11 damage to the face?
Was that Smitty?
Oh.
That's funny, dude.
That's so awesome.
It is super awesome. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do? Yeah.
I got no lands.
Yeah. Normally that's a death sentence, right? I mean, if you have, because basically it has like 2 1 mana creatures on the board and then a 1 mana artifact. Like, I mean, which other, like, what else could, like, another deck with that combination? Like 2 elves, what are you gonna do? Ping
I mean, if so, there's also in the new set there's some actual good land destruction, which generally WotC doesn't like to do, because one of their themes is people want to cast their spells, so they make land destruction really bad. But there's a prepared guy that kills non-basic lands.
No way.
Free.
How many mana is he? Probably like 3 or 4, right? Or like to cast him?
I think he's a 2 or 3 coster that comes in prepared, and then you can pay like 2 to kill a non-basic land.
2 mana. That's how he gets, like. And how do you prepare
him? He comes in prepared.
And then how do you prepare him again?
Prepare him? Yeah.
I don't know the answer.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But I mean, if it's like 2 mana, that's sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean it's if you're familiar with the card Wasteland is like strip mine.
Back in the day, you mean?
Very annoying. Yeah. So strip mine was a land that produced a colorless, right? But could be sacked to kill any land. And then they said, oh, that's too good, so let's make Wasteland, which can only kill not basic lands, I think. But it does the same thing.
And I mean, in standard right now, I think most of the lands are non-basic ones. I rarely see, like, sometimes I see like a
they just kind of lead to not fun for people. So plus they don't particularly endorse those.
I get it.
Like if Wasteland was around right now, like you could Badger Mull it, and the game would just be over.
How so?
Well, you would waste their land. It would come back. You would waste their next land. Then you'd probably play another Badger Mull Cub if you could, and waste another land. And so then they would just be sitting there with their
Oh, no way, because the Wasteland, like when it comes in, you sack it, it comes back as a land, right?
Yeah.
No. Yep. Sounds like fun.
Well,
for one party, it sounds like fun. For the other one, not so much.
In Timeless, I don't know. But anyways, I'll shut up now.
Oh, this is great. And Jeremy, congrats on your first blog post and on discovering the secrets. Yeah, that was a funny part here.
Dude, it's so cool. Like winning with no land. Love it.
Right? I saw that, I was like, wow. And with that, like, of course we could see like, okay, you could win with no land, so you have like 2 Mr. Greens, you have like a trample, you have like a flyer. It's like, okay, but this is like almost the absolute minimum, that you would need. And
yeah, that game was fun.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. More secret doors than Harry Potter could have discovered at Hogwarts. Yeah, that's fun. That's funny. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
I agree.
Pure beauty.
Congrats.
Yeah.
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 What's next?
We have
Photopia.
we have 2 next, and then we might be able to play a game with the new deck that Mike designed. I played 2 games right before today's show, and not the Bold Boy, but the other one, the Brainstorm guy. Dude, I had 2 of those on the field, and I was just draw 3 cards and then put 2 like continuously, like turn after turn after turn after turn. I was like, because like you have like, but yeah, it's fun. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's interesting because usually the first Brainstorm is the best, but if you can loop it, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that game, I think I used it 5 times and maybe more, but I think for sure like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
I had like 2 pieces. Yeah, you just
Friend, do me a favor. Pull up my new pet, Applied Geometry, and then
Applied Geometry. Okay, why don't we do that when we were in Arena? How does that sound?
Sure.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Or we could do it right now and then come back to the blog. That's also a possibility. But I want to make sure that we highlight this on the show. Yeah. Cool. So here we have a post about our own Michael Freeman. He headlined. See this here. This is Michael. He headlined Flowtopia this past weekend. And I know like I DJ'd a bit. It was like 15 years ago, and it's like you don't get to headline an event unless you organize it or unless you have some type of cloud plus skills, right? So yeah, maybe like if you don't have much cloud but just a little bit, you're basically at the bottom for the most part, or like smaller or that kind of stuff, but it's like first in line. So it's like, okay, so it was
Is
like,
Michael Freemanic on the poster?
Yep.
Freemanic. Nice.
Yep. Yeah. So I asked them like about like 1 or 2 advantages that led up to this. Of course, because Lawrence lightly formatted the Magic Secrets, original Magic Secret book. I have it printed here. I'm on page 122 right now. So here are the pages that I read again. These ones over the past couple of days, most of them at least. And then it's just like, oh, David's talking about 1 or 2 advantages, so let's ask him about that. Of course, like you could also have the opposites where we asked about like 1 or 2 things that seemed right, but they were like, right? Somebody might like, oh yeah, make do this or do that, and like it didn't really do much. But I asked him about 1 or 2 advantages, and here's what Michael said: "This is knowing the right people and having equipment." And then he said, "For getting to know the right people, I started going to festivals," which sounds like taking events seriously. And then a buddy of mine gave me my first board. He also mentioned that friends invited him to basically to headline here. That he didn't know those guys like from elementary school, so he had to make those friends. So it's like, okay, well, friends, events, and things seemed pretty reasonable. And this one is dope. You guys seen this one? This is
on the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the channel now. I think it's the first shorts video on the channel.
First shorts, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if you guys hear sound.
Nah, I don't hear anything.
Okay, no sound. Okay. But you basically hear, I think it's Michael playing on the background. But yeah, I mean, how many people is this? This is hundreds, maybe 1,000. Yeah, and you don't get to headline this out of for no reason, basically. So props to Michael. That's great. And then here's his and then here's his EP on his YouTube channel. So you can watch this. This is 4 songs, I think about 12 minutes or 15 minutes. I think 12 to 15 minutes.
What's an EP,
So, yeah.
Brent?
As I've said before, Freeman is a freaking character. He's
Nice.
so fun in person.
Nice.
And
Okay.
fun. He's nuts. So anyways,
Okay.
in a good
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably helps making the friends that you needed to make to have that on
I think
display.
so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. A great question regarding EP. What I do know is that these are 4 songs that he made himself. So he used some tools, like even the vocals and stuff. So he did everything himself, and then he mixed those 4 songs. I think so. The 4 songs he made himself, and then he mixed them together, and I think that's what's called the EP. I don't know what the actually acronym stands for, or the abbreviation stands for. It's a great question.
Portfolio seems like a
What's that?
seems like a portfolio, kind of like something to represent your skills, kind of thing, like what you're capable of.
Maybe. It almost seems like it's like a CD, but then different. I don't know.
Okay.
It stands for extended play. It's related to.
Oh snap! There we go.
Hey.
So you top 8 a 128 man tourney. You design a deck that we're gonna have your first blog post up pretty soon, and then you also know what EP stands for. Any other secrets you have to tell Adam? Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So it stands for extended play. Okay, so what would the alternative be? Like normal play, like a normal song, and then EP is like longer than that, I suppose, or?
No, like LP means long play, which is a longer song, and anything else is just a normal track.
Okay. And then EP stands for, okay, cool. Then here we have a blog post. I think there's also, in this past weekend, Michael Freeman got headlined the event, and then also in that same weekend, Adam got a top 8 in a pre-release. Now, I didn't know much of a pre-release, so Adam and I talked a bunch on WhatsApp. It turns out that in pre-release, you have 40 cards. I didn't know. I thought you had 60 cards by default, and then you commander 100, but it turns out you have 40 cards. This is his deck. We see his deck here. And I asked him about rules. So here you have a rule set. It was single elimination. Here you have Adam talking about 1 or 2 cards that gave him a big advantage, and you have those cards here. And then the third, this was a close third, you have Elemental Mascot, and I think this was like the big winner. Is that correct, Anna?
That's 100% right.
Sweet. Yeah. You want to tell us a bit more about this one, like how it works? Because they're like it's a long text, and then I think it might be nice for people.
No, absolutely. Thank you. So this is basically a card advantage engine. Not only that, it's a fantastic blyer, an evasive threat, and one of the goals with Prismari is to cast big spells. So anything 5 or more, you basically get to play the next card. So you can chain into some pretty insane stuff with a lot of the tools that Prismari gives you, and basically you can just out-threat your opponent or race them even harder because they're not going to have much to keep up, especially in the air.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
free,
I don't know, it's like the school, right?
For flying damage.
Oh, what's that, Smitty?
You're getting free cards and smashing for flying damage.
Yeah, and he's a vigilant blocker as well with 4 toughness, which evades a lot of removal by himself. And
right, like the simple, like the one, most of the maybe all of the 1 mana like burn spells and stuff, right? Even some of the 2 mana, I think, that do like 3 damage.
Correct.
Wow, seems tough to deal with, especially with vigilance. So you can attack and then you can still block.
Which is amazing in limited format, as of course. So that made it so you could stall on your board till you got to play your big 5-mana spells as well, and unless they were chock full of removal, you just overwhelm them, which is good. I think a lot of the format in Secrets of Strixhaven is pretty balanced. My pull was not what I would call like incredible at all, but a lot of tight play and a lot of skill is involved just to kind of sequence stuff correctly, and also make sure that you're mindful that your life can be a resource, so don't be afraid to use it and swing appropriately. There's a lot of pump spells in Secrets of Strixhaven, so knowing when to not block with a big guy is key.
Oh, right, because like you might block with like a one, like this 1/4, but then they pump and pump and pump, and now you're up against like a 5/5 or something.
So
Right.
one thing I can parallel with what you're talking about in my small pre-release, where I double dipped and played 2 on Sunday. I ended
Yeah.
up playing versus another black green deck, and his deck was like so much more synergistic than mine. He was playing the pest, Mama's Pest or whatever it is, and whatnot and so forth to come back and gain a life and do this, that, and the other. And I just ran him over because I had, I don't know, a more powerful deck, I guess. But also
Like bigger
probably
creatures, would you say, or was it like
better
instants and
plan.
sorceries?
I'm sorry?
Would you say like when you say more powerful deck, would you say it's mostly it came down to like bigger creatures or something else?
I'm not certain how to phrase that.
Okay,
I
you just ran him over.
Well, I also had my pet card and my
Yeah, we're gonna look at that next.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and I also had I had a 2 card. I want to say 2 card splash. It really pained me to put 2 islands in that deck, and 1 surveil land to play a pterodactyl, which is a great and fun card, but mostly to play applied geometries. And I literally cast it one time on a land and just made a 6/6 vanilla nothing, and
Nice.
that won the game.
You
But
beat him to death with a 6/6 land.
6/6 land, but if it copied pterodactyl or if it copied anything of any substance at all, it was just the game's over.
Yeah, tough to deal with.
And that's limited. And I'm sorry to interrupt Adam's great. Because I was playing like, you know, tiny compared to making top eighting a 128 person tournament. So
Yeah, it seems like a big tournament, right? Like
shout out to
normally.
you, sir.
Thanks, man. No, great. Thanks for chiming in on that.
Yeah, normally would the pre-release tourneys be like smaller, like maybe 20 guys or something like this, or?
Yes, 100%. It was quite at the event.
How did they do that?
Yeah, it was a
How
great
did they get
promotion.
128 guys there?
Question.
Yeah, they did advertise it pretty heavily. It was also a no-cost event for their store opening. But a lot of really good players came out, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
What a great promotion! Shout out to them for that.
Yeah. So no
It
cost.
cost them a few $1,000s, but like they got 128 people in their store.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And in a pre-release event like this, right? So you get in this case, you would get your school, right? Like you said, Adam, and it was for you got the Prismari school, right? Because like in the new set, you have is it like 5 different schools?
Correct. 5 different schools, and they normally let you choose, but this one was kind of randomly assigned to make it more challenging.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily get the school I wanted,
Sure.
and it is kind of difficult because of the way that the packs are seated. You get one pack that is specifically for your school, and that really heavily influences what deck you're going to build.
Okay.
Because it's a lot of very strong cards that are meant to be for that school.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
do you
hard.
get to
Like
keep your cards afterwards?
What's that?
Do you get to keep the cards that you were assigned,
Yes.
or that you picked afterwards, or?
Yep.
Really?
That's
Got to keep
cool.
100% of everything.
So they basically paid for all of the cards, and then they gave basically the cards to 128 guys, and they could all keep their cards, and they were opening this. Wow.
And they also did prize support too on top of that for the top 16 players, which was amazing.
Super cool.
Oh, like additional money on top?
Additional packs.
Yeah,
additional cards.
congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations, Dan. Good
Yeah,
job.
it was
Yeah.
wild at the first
Oh.
pre-release that I went to. They were out of certain. I've never done a pre-release where you get to pick your colors, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
But they were out of certain ones, so I was like, all right, whatever, I'll do blue green.
That's
And then in the next one they had black green. I was like, okay, let's play that.
Yeah.
But that's never happened before, as far as I know. Like, you've never gotten those what did you say, like theme packs or whatever, right?
Sort of assigned, like kind of strongly assigned strategies or packs. It's interesting.
They did do it about 5 sets ago, with the guilds, the three color guilds, and
Well, yeah,
but
I was like, I went in like I probably knew 12 cards in the set, so I didn't know that I had to. I knew about an hour before I showed up that I had to choose a color scheme.
Oh yeah, that obviously creates incredible variance. It's amazing that you did as well as you amazing as well as you did. Okay, great. Well, fantastic segment, guys. I actually am really enjoying this format, doing things this way. Hopefully, we hit everything on the blog that got posted this week. If not, we'll get to it next week. And in terms of, by the way, you guys brought up live events. We will be. Adam, I believe, will be in Cincinnati. And then for Washington D.C., we've got big plans there. So here, these will be turned into cards, just like we did with our now famous Earthbind tokens. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I think I saw the token cards that WotC printed. They didn't look very imaginative
Right.
or interesting.
Yeah.
With a little plain Jane there. Okay, so I'm going to pull up Arena right now myself, and I'll log in and I'll actually show off the deck that I was talking about for that photo, and we will wrap the show that way. It'll be a cool thing. I'm excited to share this deck. I think that it's quite neat. I'm not sure that this will be necessarily the best deck or not. It may well be, though it looks pretty
It's the Bolt
savage.
Boy
You
and
kind
the
of
Brainstorm.
with the Bolt Boy and the Brainstorm.
Yeah, I played
With
a little bit earlier before the show.
Storm and Norman. Maybe we'll call him. Maybe we'll call him Storm and Norman. I'm not sure. But we'll Storm and Norman. Let's see. Make myself the presenter. Yes. And then let me go to share screen, applications, magic, share. Okay. So this came to me just a couple nights ago. I started posting about it in the group. Like I'd been really looking at Bolt Boy, and I thought he might be better than we thought. I've been kind of indicating that. Indicated that maybe buy some or whatever. And I was mostly planning on playing him in red blue. Michael Finney brought up that we could do red white as well. I'm very excited to test that, but I realized it might be kind of weirdly ideal in our deck, including you can kind of create a whole firing line in Atlantis Shuffle. I called it Batlanta Shuffle. So I made some important changes. So this deck is largely made possible by Springleaf Drum, which we had learned kind of as a team from Dan and Smitty and the deck that you just saw. And I doubt I'll build another deck in this format without Springleaf Drum for a while. But anyways, so it opens up a lot of things, and there's Bolt Boy, and then I realized that like if these prepared spells help re-prepare Emeritus, which they do, I tested that. Then things could get really out of control, and because of course we have Drunith, we have Mockingbird, things can kind of get copied. I did throw one of these in addition to DJing. Michael Freeman really likes Professor DeLayton Fell, whatever his name is, this planeswalker, and he's been good. He's been really good, actually. I've really liked him in the deck. Could also possibly test Smitty's card as well. Smitty, what was the card that you brought up? The blue-green.
Applied Geometry. I don't know if it's good or not. I'm playing it in.
Well, contextually, it's of course potentially amazing. Here we go. Create a token that's a copy of target non-aura permanent you control, except it's a 0/0 fractal creature. In addition to other creature types, put 6 +1/+1 counters on it.
So obviously, it's a clone that makes whatever it clones.
Yeah. Like obviously, if you hit Mr. Green as a dream scenario, then it comes in as like a 6/6 Mr. Green.
Yeah, it's silly, but also like if it comes in on a Mockingbird that is a C-Note Scout, it is a 7/7 flyer, and you also get the C-Note Scout effect.
Yeah, that's why I figured that is definitely neat. So that's an option as well. All right. So anyways, I showed that picture. This deck is the reality behind that picture. It's a way of having such crazy impact. Like obviously a board wipe is the only way out for that. I'm strongly considering some of these Spider-Mans. The Ademi of the Shoots. He's the indestructible Spider-Man. I don't know exactly what his name is in real life, but some kind of Spider-Man that costs a white and a colorless and has these exact abilities. I have a Spider-Man. What's that?
I think he's the Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. This deck may need 1, 2, or more of them. We may look back at a time. Maybe we'll play 3. I don't know. But anyways, like for example, you could make an argument that you'd rather have Spider-Man than Bats. I could see that. I could see it. But I like Bats too, right? So, anyways, we're gonna try this different ways. But I'll tell you, the Emeritus of Conflict plus the Harmonized Trio, that's what came to me. Because Smitty had brought this guy up and then re-brought him up. So that's why I have my eyes on him. It's the only reason I was thinking about him.
Yeah, you got to look at the Deeper Pilgrimage too.
Yeah, I have it in the board. It's right here. Yeah, I have it in the board.
Okay.
I agree. We're gonna have to look at it a bunch of different ways, but I agree. I would definitely not be caught without at least one of them in my board because I'm sure you can abuse. Like Black doesn't want to see that. I don't know if you're gonna kill Jeskai fast enough, but I'm sure that Jeskai doesn't want to see it. So we'll look at it. There's different cards. There's a new. I didn't put it in yet. Let me put it in now. I'll just do it while we're on the show. There's 2 new cards that we'll definitely have at least in the sideboard. Do 2 casting costs. And let's do not collected. All right, great. So we've got, where's the new cannon? Here it is, Quandrix Charm. We've got that. So
yeah, I thought that's what you were looking for.
In the board, yeah.
The card is awesome.
Yeah, truly awesome. So I'll buy that, craft it. And then there's another charm that we also want. So let me just type in charm. And I'll put this in the board as well. I actually,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I actually worked out. I worked out this sideboard while I was taking like a long walk the other day. Wait, what did I just delete?
Oh, I think you put him in the main board instead of the sideboard, so he's already the charm is there.
Okay, there. I put it in the sideboard. Let me go over the sideboard. Let's start this direction on the sideboard. This deck, things can go different directions. It's really powerful. Okay, so obviously what I'm trying to do with the bat is put my disruption on the board, right? So instead of having it like what Bryn's currently high up with is a version of this. Obviously, with the cards that didn't exist, he didn't have Emeritus, so he's got counters. Like, he's got lots of counters, all kinds of different. A lot of them I have in the sideboard. Spell Pierce. He's got more. He's got more Mind Spring than I do. He's got, he would have Quandrix Charm.
Yep.
This Detect Intrusion or Spidey Sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another card that he has. He plays obviously the mutation because Bryn's playing the version that has Cub, Badger Mole Cub. I don't have Cub in this because of the way this deck is configured. If it was a few more cards, if it was a 70 card deck, I would have Cub. I do have a basic land in the sideboard, by the way. I have a swamp. You can look at that. But anyways, I have a bunch of 1 and 2 casting cost one-offs. The sideboard is all Highlander. I think don't go crazy over that because for artifact removal, you may need to play a couple, of the same card. Don't overly go into the theme of Highlander. But that said, all these cards are different ways of doing the same type of thing. Like Keen-Eyed Curator, good against graveyards, good against aggressive decks, right? They're really fast, like red deck. Sure, like they don't want to see him. Like they don't want to see him.
He's a gangster. He's a gangster.
Yeah. So against against a really fast beatdown deck where he can probably block, right, and then turn right around and smash them down. Sure. And then against graveyard, sure, right. A Braid is a good 2-for-1 card. Obviously, you can kill artifacts or enchantments. Heritage Reclamation, artifact, enchantment, right, or graveyard. Witherbloom Blossom kills any permanent that costs 2 or less, so it handles any enchantment. Here's another enchantment kill, right? Witherbloom, any artifact that's that type. I put Strategic Betrayal, kills a creature, or so you can play this again against a fast creature deck, and it cleans out the graveyard.
Heads up, there's a cool new sorcery of similar ilk to Strategic Betrayal.
Okay. Let me take a look.
It's a
does it cost 2 or does it cost 3?
1 black and 1. It exiles.
Let me just type in exile.
Highest casting cost thing.
Exile. I'm looking for it. Is it a
It's called
sorcery?
End the Hunt.
It's what?
It's called End the Hunt.
End the Hunt. Let's see here.
Thank you, Adam.
Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value.
He's not as big a fan as I am, but I am a big fan of this card.
Yeah. It's really nice not to pay that 3 life for the card that you do with Bitter Rivalry. All right, so that's another thing. I didn't really much address Planeswalker because I mostly figured, like most Planeswalker decks, you can beat him. Now, of course, if they board wipe, we're kind of screwed. So you got to look at that. Again, I want to point out that Amazing Spider-Man really might be great in this deck. So much so, it could be that white is better than black. I'd really like to, at some point, test that, or I don't know. But you got to look at the format. There's so many things that we can do. But anyways, this deck is beautiful, and you could it's so much fun. You just sit there with a freaking fistful of lightning bolts. You're like, hey, I got 2 lightning bolts. I got 3 lightning bolts. I mean, it's bizarre. You'll literally have 3 Emeritus and 3 lightning bolts because we have so many ways to cast him or copy him between our
Scroll over the Planeswalker.
What's that?
Scroll over the Planeswalker.
Oh, this guy's great.
This guy's dumb.
He's great. Yeah, he's a great one. You play him no matter what. Play one of them no matter what. We probably should play a Cecil no matter what, but I'll tell you, these merfolk are so freaking good. Both of them are so freaking good. It's just, this could be an 80 card deck. We could almost play shuffle a Highlander deck now. I'm not, where it's 1 card of each instead of 4 of each. But anyways, this particular version is just absurd. I mean, it's so bad. You would not want to play against this deck. And Smitty, once again, Smitty and Dan Burdick, and Smitty came up with that with the deck that we showed earlier with Jeremy's blog post. It taught us Springleaf Drum once and for all, but doesn't see it. And by the way, you're going to have the same type of thing with Emeritus in Modern, okay, where he's going to benefit from. We're going to play any version of Shuffle in Modern is going to play what? Obviously 4 Druid Jackals, and it's going to play 8 mana creatures of some kind, probably Hierarchs, right? Ignoble and Noble Hierarchs, I assume, but I'm totally open to other options. And then you're going to play the 2/1 monkey that creates treasure tokens, right? So once again, you have 12 creatures that fuel the beast, and that's going to be even, I'm telling you, Emeritus is going to be crazy. Probably you just go ahead and play Harmonized Trio in Modern 2, weirdly enough. It's going to be a really good card. By the way, our Michael Finney, our accountant, brought up that Luke's a good buy as well. So we brought up a couple of really good cards to buy. Always like to take good care of our dear listeners. So Resonating Loot is another buy card. He thinks right now I bought a few before the show, but definitely give it a few seconds on that one. Definitely with Emeritus of Conflict is just, I think he's wild. He's wild. You saw this screen capture I had from earlier. I'll pull this back up. Let me go to webinar software and navigate that because given the deck I've shown and the context that we discussed, and we've seen the lifelink bat Theory was ranked number 4 in the world with the Batman version of this deck, and he had Cecil in it, which is why I think we should probably have Cecil. It's also mind-boggling to me how good it all is, and I think it should be. I don't know. I really don't know. There's so many good ways to do it. One thing I'll say is the reason I built the sideboard the way I did was to help, like almost as a tool, because I think it's probably the right-ish way to go. We'll probably have 1 or 2 things that we want a couple or 3 of, but whatever. But I think one-offs are really important, like just one of a card, because it throws people off. And there's things like a Michelangelo. Like I have a Michelangelo Witness to the 11. It's the craziest speed card. You can just turn the corner like crazy. But the problem is this version just doesn't have as many Sinnoh Scouts and Mindspring Merfolks. Let me go to software.
You have Resonating Loot pulled up. So
Resonating Loot. I know.
That's going to be the card.
I know we could do a whole show. This whole show could have been about Resonating Loot. I know it could have been.
Yeah,
it's true, right?
It's going to be the card,
and it will be. Yeah, I know it's going to be really big. We're going to have it. We'll have it plenty of coverage. That's why I brought it up on this show and didn't hide it anywhere. I want people to know it's I bought some today. I think it's the right thing to do. Oh, how do I switch to what's on my screen? I want to show something different, and I'm just not that adept with GoToWebinar yet. Okay, it's this. Here we go. Share GoTo. I've been using GoToWebinar, by the way, for like 20 years or something. It's just that they came up with a newish way of doing it. So share screen. Let's go back to this picture that I wanted. Where is it? Why is it not there? Why can't I show webinar? See screens, applications. Here we go. Turn 3. Share. So this picture beautifully shows, right, what's possible with this deck. Obviously, you wouldn't need to necessarily have Drunith. It just makes it way more abusive. Of course, you could have just one bolt, and be fine, because you're getting a Brainstorm from the Merfolk, right? So the Brainstorm plus the Merfolk plus one blue mana is 1 spell casting, and then you have 2 lightning bolts to direct. That's going to fill both of these guys back up, basically replace themselves. Like you're already in total loop. And if you had enough mana, you could just on the same turn just keep doing an infinite number of lightning bolts and brainstorms. So it's pretty crazy what's possible with this deck, especially. But what makes it possible is the attentiveness to the mana base. That attentiveness to mana, again, it all comes from David Mills. It all comes from the keeper. You really, with this deck, we have so much mana in it. Like, if I were to click back into it, we have 16 land plus 8 mana creatures plus our 4 Springleaf Drums, right? That's 16 plus 12. 16 plus 12 is 28. So in a beatdown deck, we have 28 mana slots. You might think, oh, you're going to get flooded. And yeah, maybe sometimes you do, but a lot of times this is what happens, right?
And you don't look flooded. To copy?
What's that?
We have a Drunus to copy also.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is just so, I mean, this is abusive here. If I had played this hand differently, by the way, guys, I played for the, I played this hand, like it played the better play. I could have played the Gene Pollinator earlier. I played him to trigger, as the final spell to trigger the 2, Emerituses. Like what I did was, this turn was I cast Emeritus, which duplicated, so now I had 2 Emerituses and 1 spell cast. Then I cast a Springleaf Drum. Then I tap the Springleaf Drum and the Emeritus to cast this Pollinator here. But if I cast the Pollinator on turn 1, I could have actually cast this guy on turn 3 instead of doing this Emeritus play. Probably would have been a better play, actually. Okay, maybe. Yeah, because you cast him, you kill the Badger Mole Cub. And you'd still have, what would you have? You'd have this. No, I did. Well, I don't know. Anyways, whatever. I'm off on it. I think that there's a way I could have played this where I could have cast this guy, or maybe I just straight up could have cast him, period, all along, instead of doing this whole crazy Emeritus play. But irregardless, this combo is incredible. And then again, the card that Michael brought up was fantastic. And then on today's episode, here we are with the Keeper 25th anniversary cards. I've got the proof in my hand, ready to go. We'll be members of our beloved MTV, or Magic Secrets show will have these cards and be able to hand them out at various events. Adam's going to be in Cincinnati. We have a number of members. Obviously, Lawrence and Smitty both live right in Washington, D.C. So they're going to be at those events. And so we'll have these cards. I'll be at events and so on. And so we just have a great show for everybody today. A terrific gift. We had great news from Adam. Bryn showed off the blog. One more congratulations to Michael Freeman. Killed it with the DJing. I watched that video several times. I thought it was so dope. We posted it as our first short, and I give you here Prepared Shuffle. This new version of Atlanta Shuffle. It's gonna be so much fun. So many different ways that we can take it. So many different ways that you can mold it. It's gonna be a lot of fun to play. And again, we're taking that fundamentals approach. I brought up the Team Falcons. They love to play a fundamentals approach, play the same type of characters. And they, even through the updates, even though updates will change and so forth, we're not trying to win by identifying a brand new deck every single time. We're open to it, right? We're not trying to be curmudgeons, but we really want to have a bias towards coming back to the same one and remolding it and being open. See, we're open to really remolding the deck. We're open to expanding it and making it more than it was, right? But we're still looking to have the same main idea, right? It's still basically built around Drunith and all the abuse that I've done with it, our new Frenetica free. And yeah, great show, guys. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. It was killing. Great show. And what a show.
Absolutely dope.
Yeah, super dope. It was just a great show. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up for today. We'll get back into the trenches, and we'll be back next week with more Magic Series. But it's getting getting better and better and better. Talking to some game store owners and things are happening. It's more and more is going to happen. This is and we're and by the way, Wizards R&D, look at it. How cool! How cool! They came up with cool new stuff.
This
right?
set
Once
is
again,
so fun.
It's fun.
So fun.
Fun new cards, and when they're doing the integrations, right? David and I were talking about it. He was so glad that like for example, that Michelangelo is a 2 casting cost creature, that Shredder is a 2 casting cost creature, that they didn't just make them these irrelevant, or very narrow, like that they're playable, right? David wants us to get more into covering Shredder, by the way, Smitty. We should definitely talk more about Shredder.
I love Shredder.
Shredder's David. I think Shredder may be David's favorite card, easily from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But besides, of course, Drunith, which was one of his main calls, but Shredder's right up there with Drunith, and we need to have some Shredder Drunith decks more. But anyways, and once again, we have the new cards. It's gonna be really cool. Great podcast. My favorite yet. And remember, even in business, right? We were talking about it with OMG. You can have your menu, right? You understand your menu, and it's like a deck, and you wield that deck, and you get better at it. But it just makes it so you can learn so much, and it makes it the things that you can do in business in that way more accessible to you. You understand it, like, oh, okay, this is with OMG. There's all these advantages to it, right? Oh, we're doing SEO for these big companies, Victoria's Secret, right? That's an advantage, right? So that's a feature of the deck, like the Spring Leaf Throne. Oh, we have that. That helps in this way, right? Oh, we have our city web design sites, right? Oh, that's right. Remember when we were on there and Nikki was like, guys, we just got a lot of leads, so I have to be very efficient with processing these leads. You remember that moment, right? Yeah, it impacted me too. And so we want you guys to have it. That's a lot like Fast Man, right? Fast leads, fast man, right? So you have all these, but then how do you then captivate on it? How do you take advantage of it?
I really need to know what Victoria's Secret is, though.
The secret?
What's
we have magic secrets. Maybe magic secrets will expose Victoria's Secret.
I want to know what her secret is.
Yeah, I know somebody probably. Okay, so anyways, just beautiful the way this is expanding. You guys had a killer show this week. I think we're gonna continue on with this format. Is really great. The 15, 30, and 15 or so. This I went a little bit longer today, but it was such a big day, and we worked so many projects starting to kind of come together. So you want to spend a little bit of extra attentiveness to it. Great job, everybody. Great job all around. Awesome show. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Cheers.